that's where all the magic comes from when it comes to the fat loss. And if you think about how things work when we're eating bitter foods, we have these interoreceptors that lie in our gut. And when we're eating anything bitter, the bitter compounds bind onto these interoreceptors, and our brain's like, hang on a second, we need to make sure this is not dangerous because usually our brain says, hey, we don't like bitter foods because they're typically poisonous. And so it slows down digestion and it gives the brain time to analyze, is this substance safe? And if it's not, we vomit it out, we sweat it out, we get rid of it quickly. And so that's usually how bitters work. Now, what they've found with bitter from the hops is completely different. It sort of like lights up a Christmas tree of all these different gut peptides and hormones. And I'm going to talk about some of them tonight as to what I found through the research as to what makes it so special. When I first heard about this product, they mainly focused on the brown adipose tissue and how it was stimulating our body to use our white fat to burn all of our visceral fat around our bum, tummy, and thighs, all this toxic fat. It basically uses the body's brown adipose tissue and starts burning our white fat, which is amazing. But what I find even more amazing is how does that happen? And I have to know, but why and how? And so when I looked at it, what exactly is going on here? How is this brown adipose tissue being activated? So when we consume these bitter extract from this product, our vagus nerve is communicating between our brain and our gut. And these bitter receptors are sending signals to say, we need to release cholecystokinin, we need to release glucan-like 1 peptide, we need to release ghrelin, and we need to release peptide PYY, which is a pancreatic enzyme. And so when you look at what are all these peptides do, what are all these gut hormones doing? And cholecystokinin is like this magic hormone in our body that's related to digestion and appetite regulation. So there's been studies that they find people that are overweight and obese are typically deficient in this cholecystokinin. So if you are one of those people that are always struggling to lose weight, and no matter what you do, it doesn't seem to work, and your appetite's really slow, you just have to look at food and put on weight, putting aside other medical issues I won't discuss, there can be deficiencies in this cholecystokinin. And so when you eat something that stimulates this, all of a sudden, you've got a digestive aid. It is helping your gallbladder release bile salts. So now you're breaking down fat, and it's helping the pancreas release digestive enzymes that are breaking down more fat, protein, and the carbs that for most people are converting straight into fat and being stored. And if they're not burning it off at the gym or they're not heavily active, that's going to be stored as fat. Plus, I don't know who here else eats carbs and just gets tired afterwards. That's a good sign that your pancreatic enzymes are probably low. So it again blows my mind that this one compound is able to do all these amazing things. So what else is happening? When the body says, okay, this thing is safe, we're going to allow it through, it starts to slow down gastric motility. So this is the food as it's going through the body, we're actually increasing absorption. So if you're taking this with other food and with other nutrients, your body's taking more time to process this. It's breaking the food down better, and it's starting to absorb more of these nutrients. It's helping with peristalsis, moving the food and the waste through the body. I probably have so many conversations with patients about their bowel health and how often they're going to the toilet, and for most, it's just not often enough. And so whenever someone is trying to lose weight, I was like, if you're trying to lose weight and you're not going to the toilet 2 or 3 times a day, you're inflamed and you're toxic and your hormones are out of control. It's not going to happen. You need to fix those mechanisms. And I've just listened to a roundtable of other doctors talk about this compound that we're discussing right now and the amazing work that it's doing on all these different aspects of the body, which I'm going to share with you in a sec. And so now you've got all these different areas of the body working together. So the pancreas, the gallbladder is working together, the small intestines, better absorption of nutrients. I was like, okay, so what else does cholecystokinin do? And that's where I figured out that it is releasing this through the vagal nerve. It's stimulating through the norepinephrine, one of our neurotransmitters, to help our brown adipose tissue speed up the burning of our white visceral fat to use as energy. So it's creating heat. So here's the cool concept. If this is the only thing you remember, taking this supplement is almost like having an ice bath without the cold shivering. Your body is burning as many calories, sat in an ice bath, burning fat to generate heat to keep warm. This is creating a non-shivering thermogenesis. It's like having an ice bath in a drink, whether that drink be water, coffee, juice, whatever you put it in. It's like your body's in ice bath mode, which I think is crazy that's possible. I've never been one that enjoys the cold. And if everyone else is like myself that rather not get an ice bath, then this is going to be a pretty cool alternative. So that's that activation of the brown adipose tissue. But because it's helping with neurotransmitters, there's been some studies to show cholecystokinin has a role in anxiety and panic disorders. Again, I'm not talking about the product here. I'm not making claims about the product. I'm talking about the research I've done on cholecystokinin and what that does in our body, especially if you can stimulate it. And so there are human studies and animal studies on this, and that's what gets me so excited, the health aspect of what hops, the potential of hops can do. Now, that's what I